Alright guys, here we are for another trailer reaction. Today we're reacting to the trailer for the movie Upgrade.
Not Man, Not Machine, More.
So I don't think that's part of the title. I think that's just part of their poster here.
No, I'm reading the thing out
we
loud.
have like what, a cheap looking,
Yep.
I don't know, Chris Pratt mixed with Jason Statham. I don't know what you'd want to call this man. The producers of Get Out and Happy Death Day and The Purge. So it's got some people.
Blumhouse, right? The idea
I
is
skipped over that shit.
well, but their thing, right? They make a bunch of movies for $5 million.
Yeah.
Most of them make $4.9 million, but eventually one of them makes $100 million.
Yeah, evens all out.
And for the next year, they just make a bunch of movies or whatever. Different types of movies. This looks like a small thing, science fiction thing.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Let's check it out. So I made an unfair comparison. This man is actually Tom Hardy.
Yes.
That's who he is.
That's what I was thinking.
He is the next Tom Hardy. This looks wonderful.
The next Tom Hardy or the poor man's Tom Hardy?
Well,
I don't want to give him too much
I guess he's the poor
credit
man's Tom Hardy.
ahead of the game here.
But
Yeah.
at the moment, I guess when you look so much like someone else, can you ever really overtake them? Probably not.
Ask Skeet Ulrich.
He's not.
Yeah.
But no, this looks wonderful. Once the upgrade kicks in and he starts doing that shit, like
I know.
Oh, the way it's filmed, the way he moves.
We
this
did
was
laugh
really
out
good.
loud at how goofy it was for him to do like the kung fu like stand up maneuver. And
I
stuff
wasn't
like
even
that.
laughing at how goofy. I was laughing at like the idea that it even happened. His body
Yeah.
goes. Like,
Yeah, that doesn't-
like his feet somehow suction cup the ground with like
I
Michael
know.
Jackson shoes and
Right,
like
that
rose himself
doesn't-
up.
that-
It was wonderful.
That doesn't really make sense.
It didn't have to.
Yeah.
It was because it played so well.
So really unexpected shit happening in the trailer here. It's like
Yes.
revealed that the thing in his thing that he can that he can talk to.
I really like that. All
can
this
get,
part, it reminds me almost like a Batman Beyond kind of vibe with like these weird implants and things people have. Because the one guy has like a shotgun built into his hand.
Okay, yeah, it's a weird near future. It's a weird anime future where you can get stuff installed and implanted and things can happen to you and all that stuff. Yeah, that was like super. It went from like, oh, this guy can walk again, whatever, to like, oh, this is a fun movie. Like a like completely different tone and all that stuff. I don't like that it's like a Jarvis ripoff. The voice is kind of like not pleasing to me to hear, and it's probably gonna be a lot of that. There's a little joke stuff or whatever.
I was
But
fine with the voice.
It's okay. It had a weird. I didn't like the way it sounded. But I love this idea where it's like, permission granted, and that's like, and doing all these things or whatever. That's super dumb, and I like it a lot.
I think it needed the robotic voice, because if you gave it a human's
Yeah.
voice, it would be too cheesy. Like, what are you going to do? Oh, James Spader's going to be the voice, and you just kill yourself because it's terrible.
Who would ever let James Spader voice some sort of artificial
He
robot
actually
intelligence?
wouldn't be the worst robot intelligence if they made him a robot intelligence and not a quippy actor.
There you go. Exactly.
But, this seems like it has all the good parts. That like where he's very straightforward. He's by the book report. Like robotic talking. He's not saying things. He's answering questions and demands and this and that. I like that. I
like the
wonder
humor,
what year this takes place in.
The humor comes from him being super literal and like direct.
Yes, but
as opposed to
that's
like,
the way you should do
humor
with a robot.
That should be fine. Like
not, I'm sorry. You look
like,
upset.
not bull. Ultron.
Yes.
No, it's I like this because at first, like, it seems maybe it's just leaning into like Blumhouse, small production again. Like they have whatever they have, and they're making something that uses what they have. It's not some weird thing where it cuts to some crazy large action set piece on like an elevated magnetic train that's all shitty looking. Like, it's just him looking for these dudes, getting into weird situations. They have some augments too. Now it's this weird, wait a minute, like thing happening. That's great. That's small and good.
No, very good. I like how the future, like, see, like in the opening scene or one of the opening scenes where he's going to find the guy, he's in like a shitty normal house, and that's how the future would be. Like, think about right now, we're super modern, but if you go into like the Midwest, you're gonna see like shit. We're like, what is that? 180 years old? The fuck is that house?
Well, even now, like our house was made in like almost
1890.
I'll say like over 100 years ago, but we have a gigantic flat panel TV and we have internet, high-speed internet. Like, everything would just get bolted on and built onto other stuff. It's a good excuse when you're making a lower budget movie.
But it's also true.
Yeah,
and I think that's something that people don't think about enough. That things would not change all of a sudden. They're like, they're very trickly.
And even if you have a self-driving car and like robots take the robot bus, it's gonna drive right next to some old pickup truck that's picking up 2x4s from Home Depot and like going through. Like it's not like everything one day all of a sudden switches to some new thing. No, this a very pleasant surprise. Super enthusiastic thumbs up for this weird little concept movie.
Upgrade. Would not have thought it was getting an upgrade. Upgrade. Would not thought it was getting a thumbs up at all from the picture.
This gets upgraded this to a positive review. No, yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah. All right, guys, that's our thoughts on this. Don't die in a fire, and let us know in the comments below what you think about it.
Hello, internets. I just love watching Just Staggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.